Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Universe Grows $1,000,000 Babe Sisterhood. My name is Mina Irfan, and I'm a love, soul, and money coach. Today, we're talking about the $1,000,000 babe mindset when it comes to getting things done, scheduling, and routines. In the coming days, I'm going to be sharing with you my exact morning routine, but I thought it would be fun to kind of walk you guys through the mindset behind this. So, at one of my recent intensives and events that we had here in Houston, we were talking about how people who read lists or articles that say success habits of millionaires or millionaire success habits or habits of chic women or all of these like fun books or articles are not typically the people that are successful, right? I mean, think about it. If you were already a millionaire, if you were already chic, if you were already fabulous, you wouldn't really be looking how to become that which you are. And I really want to make this point clear because I know it's really fun to read those kind of things. I used to read them back in the day too. But the truth is that now that I have already achieved a lot of those things, not only do I not read those things, if I ever find anything like that or one of my subscribers send me something or I hear something, it completely doesn't resonate with me at all. And the reason for this is because typically people that are successful, yes, like as a mass group, they may have certain things in common, but they're typically rule breakers. That's what I've found in my own life, and this is what I've seen after working with literally thousands of women here on YouTube through my business, that the people that are truly successful in all areas of their life, they have a completely different way of functioning. They have a different consciousness level, and they use their intuition and what's actually happening for them in the present moment, like through a heart-to-heart connection, to figure out how they're going to live their life. So for example, one of the biggest things that I've seen women do when they're in that self-aware Barbie state where they're just trying to get everything done and they're overachieving, overworking, stressed out, burnt out, they're always trying to figure out how to have more hours of the day. And I think that articles such as Millionaires Wake Up at 5 a.m. or Millionaires Wake Up at 4 a.m. has really made it a lot harder for a lot of these women. The truth is that I am a multi-millionaire and I do not wake up at 5 a.m. ever. Ever. I do not even wake up at 6 a.m. I wake up at 6:45, exactly 15 minutes before my family wakes up. And that's just my time of like just doing my breathing exercises and saying some prayers and just appreciating the fact that I woke up that morning. So that's the only kind of buffer I have between my family waking up and me, is that 15 minutes. Because at the end of the day, my health, my sanity, my sleep is way more important than trying to cram everything in. Because the truth is that when you're already at a high level of success, you realize that doing more isn't the ticket to success and happiness. It's doing the right things repeatedly, consistently. And so it's a completely different state of being. And I often hear about like the success habits, and the only people following those things are the people that are actually not successful, right? They're trying to model this behavior, and I totally get it. And so one of the things that I have incorporated in my work is that don't try to just change your behavior or just try to learn the philosophy or the mindset of something. And a lot of coaching programs, a lot of models out there, I think they completely miss this mark, because either they'll tell you the philosophy, the psychology behind something, the theory, and you're like, oh, that sounds cool. Like, how do I apply this in my everyday life when I'm really triggered and when I have a lot to do and all this stuff is going on, right? Or they'll tell you to model these like behaviors, but you have no idea why you're doing them. And if anything's like out of line with that exact behavior, then like how do you realign? Like how do you do it in different circumstances? So what I've done in my programs and in my coaching method is that I have aligned those together, right? So I give you the mindset behind it, of the theory behind it, the psychology behind it, the science behind it. And then I also teach you how to have behavior that aligns with that, and also to tap into your own body's like natural intuition and compass, so that if a slightly different situation happens, if an up and down situation happens in your life, there's a roller coaster event, then you know what to do, like how to get that right guidance versus trying to like follow certain rules. So when there will be points in you're a woman, you're a dynamic being, you're constantly changing, you're constantly evolving. In fact, you're a cyclical being, which means you're always going through like these cycles, right? Your period, the cycles of the moon, the cycles of like the seasons of your own life. So if you're a mom of young kids and you're trying to wake up at 5 a.m. to like cram everything in, you're going to eventually get burned out. I promise you this, because I have been there and I have seen many, many, many women. I have the unique position where women from all over the world, of different backgrounds, different nationalities, different incomes, religions, marital statuses, give me their information because they're in my programs, they're in my group coaching intensives. And so I can see these patterns. And if you're trying to do like everything on your to-do list, if you're trying to wake up early and cram everything in and work through lunch and do all of these things that everyone tells you successful people do, let me tell you that you will get burned out. You're going to burn out your adrenals. You're going to have hormonal fatigue. You may lead to autoimmune issues. I have been there. Lots of my clients have been there. And at the end of the day, most successful, like really, really successful, happy people, not just success like they look good on paper, but like successful, happy, vibrant, radiant people got there because they spend time in zone, in flow. They didn't get there because they somehow like ran out their to-do list. Like they like managed time somehow, or like they had this to-do list and one day they woke up and they just conquered all of it. That's not how they got there. They got there because most of their days and their lives look very mundane and routine, but they're very consistent in a way that matters, and they maintain their health and their vitality and their spirituality and their life force energy in a way that they spend moments in flow and in zone. When you're in that moment, you get tens and like hours worth of stuff done in like a very small chunk of time, because you're in a different level of consciousness. Your left brain and your right brain is like perfectly in sync, and you're doing more in that state, like let's say in 2 hours, than you could have got done in like 2 years if you just tried to conquer your to-do list. So I really want you to take this in and let this sink in, because I see so many outwardly successful women like trying to keep it all together, exhausted, burned out, overwhelmed, constantly in panic mode, constantly overwhelmed, like one trigger away from like losing it and snapping and having this rageful moment, because they think that if they just woke up early, like skimped on sleep on the weekends, work through vacation and just rush through everything, that somehow they're going to just conquer their to-do list. I don't even have a to-do list anymore, because you're just in a different state of consciousness. So Einstein said that you can't solve the problem in the same state of being or state of consciousness that created the problem. And once you actually do your inner work, this is something that we've been talking about in the High Value Worthy Woman Ascension program, which is my entry-level program, is that once you actually start the inner work, your paradigm shifts and you realize that the things that you thought you had to get done, you didn't have to do them at all. Your mind just completely created that illusion, because you're like completely numbed out and lost touch with your body, your intuition, yourself, and you're thinking that somehow if you just conquered your life, that you just conquered your to-do list, that somehow you will activate that again, but that you're like running away from it, right? Your to-do list becomes this like tiger that's constantly chasing you, and you're just in this constant fight or flight mode. And it's like I still sometimes find myself in that state where I'm like, I have a lot to do, I have a lot to do. And then I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. No, you don't. Go lay down, do my little meditation, go back to my inner work. It'll take me, because I've been doing this for a while, a couple minutes to snap out of it. And then it's like I have absolutely nothing to do. But 2 minutes ago, I felt like I had so much to do. It was an illusion that the mind created. So I know that this is kind of jarring to hear, because you might be like, no, these are actual things I have to do, Mina. Like, I have to clean the house, I have to do this, I have to pick up my kids. That's when you're in that fight and flight mode. And now you've replaced that evolutionary tiger that used to chase us with your to-do list. So I'm inviting you, join my free $1 Million Babe Masterclass. It's in the link below. You can find it or on the top of my banner. It's called the $1 Million Babe Masterclass. Sign up, get the link, join us, and learn what's really going on. And if you really want to skip ahead and you don't even want to hear any of that, or you're like, I'm just ready to get started, Mina, where do I start? Start with the High Value Worthy Woman Ascension program if you're completely new to my programs. If you've already done that, the next step then is the Self-Aware Barbie Activated. This program, I give you 12 different packages, 12 different programs, which will help you set structures in your life. So not just goals. We don't need more goals. We do not need another to-do list. We need actual structures so that things can start flowing together, syncing. There's resonance in your life. The bills are being paid. You have a system for your house. And then you have time to start doing that inner journey. Start rebuilding that connection with yourself that you have lost. And then you'll realize that you've been in a completely different paradigm, that none of that was true. It was an illusion that your mind created. And so I invite you in my work. I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, and definitely go get that free masterclass if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.